welcome to another episode of DIY Dasha! Yay! So today we're actually making two super cool DIY projects, right? So one of them is super cool marble pencils. And I'll put these down here and I'll let you guys get a closer look at them. But look, gold marble. Yeah, reflective. And our second thing, which actually I'm not completely done making right now, is a trinket dish. And I know my paint got messed up there, but I'm going to paint over it so it's going to look better. And so yeah, this is just a little trinket dish to put your earrings, necklace in, car keys, whatever you need. So that's a super cool little project. And I'm going to teach you how to make those today. So now let's see what supplies we need. And surprisingly, these aren't that expensive to make, so let's get started. So the supplies that you need for our pencils will be right here, and the supplies that you need for our trinket dish will be over here. And there's only one thing that we both need, that we need for both, so yeah. So let's start with our trinket dish. For our trinket dish, you're going to need 2 cups that are the same height. And as you can see, this cup has a rim that sticks up. So the only part that our pencils will be touching is this little rim right here, not in here, which is ideal. Rolling pin. This is a clay rolling pin. Air dry clay. You'll need tape for both projects. I recommend washi tape. Actually, the most ideal would be painter's tape. Some pretty shades of acrylic paint. Paintbrush. And I recommend having a razor blade, a circular container or dish, preferably a bowl of some sort, and for both projects you'll need gold gilding. Gold liquid gilding. Liquid gold gilding. You also need gesso for both projects, or acrylic paint or white acrylic paint, although I'd recommend gesso because it's more opaque. And I think that's all that you need for this. Then, for our pencil project, you are going to need a shallow dish of water, which I do not have, but the only requirements are that it would fit a pencil inside of it with a little bit of room. Liquid gilding, this, and our shallow tub of water are really the only supplies that you need for that. So, here's our dish. Are you ready to get started? Great! Let's start on our trinket dish first. So, I had originally finished making one of these, but I realized it wasn't filming, so here we go again. So basically you're going to roll your air dry clay into a ball, and then you're going to flatten it and flip it every so often so that it gets good texture on both sides and looks really smooth and even. And then you're going to take your round object and you're going to press it over it and make it like a circle, so it's like a circle cookie cutter. And then you're going to put it in your object, and you are going to do that so that the edges come up a little, so it's like a dish and not a plate. And I really screwed up, so I started over. And also, working with air dry clay is very difficult. Well, okay, it's not very difficult, but it's very, very dusty. So this is like the before of when I cleaned my space, and then I cleaned it in the rolling pin, and it was just wow. And you also want to clean your hands, so it's got kind of like a dirty, dusty texture, and you want to make sure that you get it all off your rolling pin or whatever. and I let my one in the container up there sit for 24 hours before I painted it, but you can just follow the directions on your thing. Okay, so here we're going to cover our dish with painter's tape, although I'm using washi tape so that we have a nice, clean, crisp line. And then I'm going to squirt out the color of your choice, and you're going to paint the smaller section or bigger section, really it doesn't matter. And make sure that you get the sides, but you're not going underneath it. So what I'm doing here is I'm painting the back and the uncolored part of my trinket dish with white gesso because I don't know why, but the air dry clay I had just wasn't super white. Okay, and so now I'm putting down washi tape for our gold stripe, but painter's tape would work just as well. So then I'm just going to shake up my gold gilding and paint in that little line between the two washi tape. And let me just say, the washi tape didn't work very well. Use painter's tape if you have it. So now I'm taking it off, and you can see that the lines were horrible and butchered. So on to our pencil project. Now you're going to want to set up 2 cups that are the pencil's distance, and you can test out by putting the pencil on it. And make sure that you put tape on the metal and the eraser part. And I know you can't see it because it's off screen, but hopefully you can figure that out. It's really not tricky. And then you're going to start painting the pencil in vertical strokes that follow the pencil's shape. Obviously, it wouldn't make sense to do horizontal. And then in here you can only see 1 coat, but I actually did do 2 coats. Second coat was off screen, but some of the color was showing through, and I didn't want that, so I did 2 coats. And I mean, if your pencil is like a darker color or like a neon color, then you might want to do 3, but 2 was good enough for me. I mean, 3 would have been better, but whatever, I didn't care. And then my camera shut off during this pencil, so I mean, hopefully you've seen enough, but yeah. So here we are putting the gold gilding on top of water. So what you're going to do is you're going to fill up your shallow container with water, and then you're going to shake up your gold gilding and drop it in. Some of the drops will probably fall to the bottom, so I mean, I guess I feel like I'm wasting it when I do that. But yeah, but a better technique is to dip a toothpick into the gold gilding and then just let it drip onto the water, and then typically it will stay on the water's surface. And then just get a lot in there, make it really nice, and then you're going to take your toothpick and you're going to like swirl it around in the gold gilding. You can dip it in the drops at the bottom and bring them up a little bit. And so you just want to swirl it, move it up, and make it a marbled texture. Then you're going to dip your pencil in it twice to give it a nice gold marbled effect. And I would only recommend dipping it in twice because if you do it more than that, then it can look cluttered. But once you get towards the end and there's only like little bits and pieces of gold gilding floating around in there, then I would recommend doing it 3 or 4 times to get more on there. Thanks for watching, everybody, and don't forget to like and subscribe this video. I hope to see you soon. Bye!